generosity, and wisdom. Real wealth for them wasn't in the shine of gold, but in the radiance of morally upright character and a tranquil soul. The philosophy of loving fate was fundamental to this understanding. The Stoics didn't despair in the face of adversity. Instead, they balanced the taste of victory and defeat with equanimity, aware that the tapestry of life is woven with threads of circumstances often beyond our control. Don't talk about your good deeds. Imagine a candle that silently lights up a dark room. Its light is gentle, unobtrusive, but it warms and illuminates everything around it. Kindness, for the Stoics, was much like this flame. They believed that true generosity didn't need to be proclaimed in public squares or shouted from the mountaintops. It should, in its essence, be a genuine and subtle gesture, done out of the simple desire to do good without expecting praise in return. Why might this perspective seem strange in today's self-promotion culture? For a profound reason, as the Stoics recognize the danger of turning kindness into a spectacle. After all, if we brag about every altruistic act, we might inadvertently seek the fleeting warmth of applause. Keeping our good deeds in the cloak of anonymity provides us with a sacred moment of reflection and pause, a moment of intimate connection with ourselves, where we can question whether our actions were genuine or motivated by other interests. This secret self-analysis becomes a catalyst for personal improvement. At the heart of Stoic philosophy lay the belief that true kindness doesn't seek the spotlight. It manifests in acts of compassion, quiet and authentic. This timeless wisdom envelops us with its essence and reminds us of a fundamental truth. Often, the greatest act of kindness is the one offered without expecting anything in return. Don't talk about your resentment. Have you ever felt trapped in a web of emotions where each thread is a bitter memory, a grudge that refuses to fade? The timeless wisdom of Stoicism invites us to reflect deeply on the invisible weight of resentment. To these ancient philosophers, harboring resentment was like an anchor that prevented the spirit from sailing freely through the seas of life. But what if we could choose a less trodden path, where forgiveness and understanding were our faithful companions? Behind this historical perspective, we find an unwavering focus on virtue and self-control. Ask yourself, have you ever carried a burden on your back for a long time? Have you felt the weariness, exhaustion, and resentment? This burden is an invisible chain that binds us, limiting our freedom and inner peace. It's fascinating to realize that often resentment springs from misunderstanding and can imprison us in a cycle of bitterness. The Stoics encouraged us to seek the origins of others' actions, to understand before we judge. Forgiveness, then, is not just an altruistic gesture, but an act of profound wisdom that unravels the mysteries of the human soul and frees us from the chains of negativity, because anger and resentment are silent poisons. Flames that, when fed, consume our tranquility and well-being. On the other hand, by choosing the path of forgiveness and understanding, we find an oasis of serenity and peace. Thus, guided by Stoic wisdom, we are reminded of a universal truth. Forgiveness is the key to our own freedom. It is a beacon that guides us through emotional storms and offers us refuge in the harbor of serenity. By embracing this lesson, we discover that, at times, the greatest strength lies in letting go, in freeing ourselves from the chains of the past and sailing toward a horizon of understanding and peace. Don't talk about your deepest dream. Imagine, for a moment, a rare and delicate seed in the palm of your hand. It represents your most intimate dreams, your most fervent aspirations. How would you protect it from harsh winds and storms that could prevent it from sprouting? The Stoics, with their profound wisdom, provide an answer. They saw our goals and dreams as these precious seeds destined to be planted in the fertile depths of our souls, far from the storms of others' opinions and criticisms. After all, who hasn't felt the flame of a dream extinguish prematurely when exposed to the cold of skepticism or the heat of ridicule? Within Stoic philosophy, self-sufficiency is celebrated as an invaluable gem. True wisdom, true accomplishment, is not a chalice to be displayed, but an internal well from which one can always draw. It makes no sense to seek fleeting external approval when we can find richness and purpose in the recesses of our own minds. Perhaps the quietest and yet most eloquent of virtues. The Stoics recognized the subtlety of the line that separates healthy ambition from arrogance. Choosing silence about our grand goals was not an act of shyness, but a deliberate choice to walk with humility, avoiding the pride that sometimes blinds. And this speaks to the heart. There's no need to shout our dreams from mountaintops. Instead, protect them, cultivate them, and watch them flourish in their silent and majestic glory. This safeguard is an invitation to rediscover the strength that resides within us and to recognize that, at times, the most precious treasures ourselves. Don't talk about your next steps. Imagine a chess master moving their pieces silently as their opponents attempt to decipher their next moves. This is the path of the Stoics. They understood that, by revealing every move in their lives, they could be subject to the whimsical winds of external judgment, often laden with criticism, envy, and even malicious intentions. The heart of Stoic philosophy lies the virtue of self-sufficiency. Why depend on the fleeting applause of an audience when true strength resides in the inner theater of the mind? By keeping their life strategies to themselves, the Stoics were not simply concealing their plans, but strengthening their inner core of confidence, independent of the tides of opinion that flow around them. This leads us to humility, a subtle yet profound quality that the Stoics fervently upheld. Revealing grandiose strategies could easily be interpreted as a cry of arrogance, a triumphant announcement of superiority. By choosing discretion, they struck a balance between ambition and humility, ensuring that their steps were steady, but not presumptuous. Thus, the Stoic tradition presents us with a rich perspective on the value of secrecy. It teaches us that protecting our goals is more than just a strategy. It is a way to fortify our being, to honor our self-sufficiency, and to walk with humility. In a world where external validation seems to be the currency, the Stoics invite us to look inward, find our internal compass, and tread our own path with confidence and wisdom. Don't talk about your doubts and uncertainties. Picture yourself in a vast forest where each tree represents a doubt and each shadow an uncertainty. Instead of shouting your hesitation to the world, you choose silent introspection, seeking answers within your own soul. This is the path of the Stoics. At the core of Stoic philosophy, it's recognized that confidence isn't a flag to be waved in front of the world, but an inner beacon that guides our way. Constantly revealing our doubts to the world is like exposing a lighthouse to a torrential rain. It can silently extinguish. We find the solidity needed not to be swayed by the opinions and judgments of others. Modesty, in turn, is not just an external virtue, but a shield that protects the spirit. Thus, bearing all uncertainties can strip the soul of its dignity. Therefore, always choose when and with whom you will share your vulnerabilities. While many seek answers in the clamor of the external world, understand the importance of silence and introspection. Believe that, often, the answers to the deepest questions resonate in the quiet chambers of the heart and mind. By harboring certain uncertainties, you can cultivate deeper reflection and a more intimate connection with your essence. In summary, Stoic wisdom whispers precious advice amidst the storms of doubt. There's no need to shout your uncertainties to the world, By embracing silence, modesty, and introspection, we find a safe route through the forest of uncertainties, guided by the internal beacon of our confidence and understanding. This is the power of silent self-reflection and the internal confidence that the Stoics bequeathed to us. Don't talk about others. Criticizing others is like throwing stones into a calm lake, creating ripples that disturb the serenity of the water. The Stoics understood that engaging in judgments and criticisms was a diversion from their own internal mirror, wasting precious energy on matters beyond their sphere of influence. Instead of pointing fingers, the Stoics chose to extend a hand. They guided themselves with empathy and compassion, recognizing that every person is a universe filled with internal and external battles, joys and sorrows, victories and defeats. Criticizing another person would be a failure to acknowledge the richness of the complexity of the human condition. They also realized that criticism, instead of building bridges, often erected walls in its quest for tranquility and harmony. In this way, they understood that harsh words and hasty judgments did not lead to peace, but discord and separation. Stoic wisdom sends us a clear and timeless message. We must be guardians of our words and thoughts. Instead of focusing on the faults of others, let's turn our gaze to our own reflection, seeking growth and virtue. In a world where criticism is easily launched, Stoic teachings inspire us to embrace understanding, acceptance, and kindness, casting stones of empathy into the lake of humanity and appreciating the waves of positivity they generate. Don't talk about your moments of solitude. While many seek to fill every second with stimuli and interactions, the Stoics found strength in quietude. They didn't view solitude as a void to be filled, but as a sanctuary where the mind could dance freely, free from the shackles of others' opinions. Contrary to what many may think, the Stoics did not shun solitude. They embraced it in their moments of retreat. They didn't feel isolated but connected to a rich inner universe filled with insights. It was in this stillness that the deepest thoughts arose, unpolluted by external noise. In the current landscape, where validation through social media has become a priority for many, Stoic philosophy invites us to reevaluate these priorities. By moving away from the constant need for exposure, we find a space where our soul can breathe, and it is in this deep silence that we discover the melody of our essence, a sound that doesn't need to be shared, but only felt in its purity and truth. Don't talk about unlearned lessons. Few things are as universal as mistakes. We all fail. We all make errors. But it's in the response to these failures that a person's character is truly revealed. For the Stoics, these moments were not ones of despair, but of revelation and growth. Many of us in our contemporary society feel pressure to project an image of perfection. We showcase our triumphs and hide our defeats, but the Stoics show us a different approach. Embrace mistakes not as a sign of weakness, but as a map for self-development. By choosing to keep your unlearned lessons private, the Stoics were not trying to evade their responsibilities or hide from their failures. Instead, they sheltered themselves for a deep and intimate process of reflection. Each failure was seen not as an end, but as a beginning, a new chapter in the ongoing quest for virtue and wisdom. Just as an artist turns a mistake into a crucial part of their work, the Stoics turned their failures into foundations for growth. In a world where oversharing and overexposure are common, the Stoic stance reminds us of the value of introspection and the dignity of silence. Don't talk about your deepest plans. The understanding that there's no need to shout your plans to the world is a powerful weapon. The Stoics understood something that many of us forget. That discretion is not a weakness, but a strength. For them, Every plan or goal was like a delicate seed that needed to be nurtured with care and protection. By avoiding the premature exposure of these plans, they ensured that they had the ideal environment to grow and flourish, away from the storms of doubt, envy, or public scrutiny. Today, in an age of overexposure, where every move is documented and shared, Stoic philosophy invites us to rethink how we handle our ambitions. It shows us that true power often resides in what is kept secret, not because we are evasive, but because we recognize the importance of nurturing our dreams in a safe environment. Silence, for the Stoics, was not empty. It was full of potential, possibilities, and hope. It was the fertile ground where their dreams could grow undisturbed. So amidst the chaos of our modern era, perhaps we can find inspiration in these ancient sages. By protecting our deepest plans, we allow them to develop at their own pace, free from interference. And by doing so, we may discover that true magic lies not in what we declare to the world, but in what we quietly achieve in the recesses of our determination. In a world where the fear of failure often holds us back, it's time to confront our doubts and transform them into stepping stones to success. Failure is part of the journey, they say, and there's no shame in it. It's easy to feel like fear is an unconquerable obstacle. But the truth is, it's simply a natural part of the journey. It's the barrier that separates you from the experiences you desire in life, in your career, relationships, and personal growth. Whether it's the fear of public speaking, flying, talking to your boss, or expressing your feelings, these fears limit your potential. They hold you back from living life to the fullest. So why does fear get in the way of our aspirations? Often, it stems from a lack of self-belief. When we doubt ourselves, it's easier to avoid taking risks and putting ourselves out there. But if we want to truly live our lives to the fullest, we must learn to break free from these limitations. Stoicism begins with a fundamental acknowledgement. Adversity is an intrinsic part of the human experience. No one, no matter how fortunate, is exempt from the trials and tribulations that life presents. The Stoics, from Epictetus to Marcus Aurelius, understood that fear and challenges are not aberrations, but certainties. By recognizing this inevitability, Stoicism teaches us not to be surprised or defeated by adversity, but to expect it and to embrace it as an opportunity for growth. This mindset shift is the foundation of emotional resilience. Embracing fear as an opportunity for growth. Fear often manifests in anticipation of adversity. In the Stoic perspective, fearing challenges is a natural response. However, Stoicism encourages us to turn that fear into a source of strength. Instead of avoiding or dreading challenges, we should approach them with the understanding that they provide opportunities for personal development and resilience. The Stoic principle of amor fati, or the love of fate, suggests that we should not merely accept our challenges, but wholeheartedly embrace them. Through this, we transform fear from a paralyzing force into a catalyst for personal growth. Adversity becomes our teacher, and we emerge from it stronger, wiser, and more resilient than before. Redefining success and failure. Stoicism is a philosophy that emphasizes inner peace and resilience in the face of life's challenges, and one key aspect of this philosophy is the ability to redefine both success and failure. In modern times, success is often equated with material wealth or external achievements. However, Stoicism suggests that true success lies in doing one's best and striving towards virtue. The Stoics believe that we should focus on our own actions and behaviors rather than external outcomes. This means that no matter what happens in life, we can always take pride in the fact that we gave it our all. Instead of fixating on winning or losing, we should focus on putting forth our best effort. This approach to success can be liberating because it removes the pressure to constantly achieve more and more. It also promotes humility, as we recognize that many factors outside of our control can influence the outcome of events. By focusing on our own efforts, we avoid placing too much importance on external validation. Similarly, Stoicism teaches us to view failure as an opportunity for growth rather than as a reflection of our worth. When things don't go as planned, it can be easy to become discouraged and feel like a failure. But Stoicism encourages us to look at failures as chances to learn and improve ourselves. By reframing failure in this way, we can turn it into a positive experience. Rather than dwelling on what went wrong, we can examine why it went wrong and how we can do better next time. This perspective helps us grow and become stronger individuals. Believing in yourself. The timeless wisdom of Stoicism provides a remarkable foundation for conquering fear and living a life of purpose, resilience, and inner strength. Believing in oneself is not merely an empty platitude, but a potent force that can move mountains and dispel the clouds of doubt and fear. Stoicism posits that at the root of most of our anxieties lies a lack of self-belief. We often underestimate our capabilities, magnify our weaknesses, and doubt our potential. In Stoic terms, true self-belief is a manifestation of wisdom, a deep understanding of our own strengths and weaknesses. It's the knowledge that we have within us the capacity to face whatever challenges life may throw our way. By believing in ourselves, we harness the power to transform fear into a stepping stone rather than a stumbling block. When it comes to self-belief, the Stoics advocate for the importance of examining the evidence. Instead of blindly accepting our self-critiques, we must scrutinize our abilities and flaws with objectivity. Believing in ourselves is not an act of hubris, but a rational acknowledgement of our potential. It means recognizing that we are capable of growth, learning, and resilience. By harnessing the power of reason, we can break the shackles of self-doubt and move forward with confidence. Fear often arises from uncertainty and self-doubt. The Stoic path to overcoming fear is paved with self-belief. By recognizing our strengths, acknowledging our capacity for growth, and harnessing rationality, we can confidently face the unknown. Stoicism doesn't promise a life free of fear, but it equips us to confront it head-on. It transforms fear from a paralyzing adversary into a motivating force for growth and self-improvement. In believing in ourselves, we cultivate the resilience to weather life's storms and come out stronger on the other side. Resilience in the face of adversity. By redefining success and failure, Stoicism equips us with a profound resilience in the face of adversity. Stoics acknowledge that life is filled with uncertainties, and things often don't go as planned. But they encourage us to greet these uncertainties with open arms, seeing them not as obstacles but as opportunities to fortify our character. And this Stoic perspective, the path to success, is not a linear ascent, but a journey riddled with twists and turns, ups and downs. It's a path where every step, regardless of the outcome, is a success in itself, an opportunity to become better, to refine our virtues, and to align ourselves more closely with our true values. Stoicism underscores the importance of building emotional resilience. This means developing the ability to cope with adversity, setbacks, and discomfort. By willingly pushing ourselves out of our comfort zone, we strengthen our emotional muscles and prepare ourselves for life's inevitable challenges. Through Stoicism, we embrace a mindset of growth, understanding that we can learn, adapt, and conquer fear. In doing so, we redefine our limitations and expand our comfort zone to include what was once unthinkable. Pushing yourself out of your comfort zone. Our comfort zone is like a cozy cocoon that provides a sense of security and predictability. While it might be comforting, it can also be limiting. Fear often lurks just outside its boundaries, preventing us from venturing into the unknown, pursuing our dreams, or realizing our full potential. Stoicism acknowledges this innate human tendency to cling to the familiar and encourages us to confront the root of our fear. By dissecting our anxieties and acknowledging their existence, we begin the process of pushing beyond our comfort zone. The first step is to identify your fears and anxieties. It's essential to understand what makes you uncomfortable so that you can work on overcoming those obstacles. Once you acknowledge your fears, you can start to challenge them head-on rather than avoiding them. Stoicism emphasizes the importance of reason in overcoming fears. By analyzing the situation objectively, you can determine if the fear is grounded in reality or simply a product of your imagination. Oftentimes, our fears are exaggerated and irrational, and by approaching them with logic and reason, we can reduce their power over us. Taking calculated risks. Stoicism doesn't advocate reckless abandon in pursuit of growth. Instead, it encourages calculated risks. This means carefully weighing the potential rewards and consequences of a decision. By approaching challenges and changes in a rational and thoughtful manner, we minimize the risks and maximize the chances for growth. The Stoics believed that confronting fear and discomfort intentionally is a profound source of strength. It's through these encounters that we grow, evolve, and discover our true potential. By pushing our boundaries, we realize that we can handle more than we initially thought. The path is as important as the destination. In our modern world, where success is often measured by the achievement of specific goals and milestones, the ancient philosophy of Stoicism offers a refreshing perspective. The path is as important as the destination. Instead of viewing success solely as the attainment of wealth, fame, or status, Stoicism encourages us to redefine success as the pursuit of wisdom, virtue, and inner tranquility. In this framework, success is not merely reaching a particular goal, but embodying a way of life, a journey guided by noble principles. Stoicism reframes what is often perceived as failure in a conventional sense. For the Stoics, there is no true failure as long as we've learned and grown from our experiences. The journey is full of moments that can be seen as opportunities for growth, not as defeats. Embracing the journey is about recognizing that the path we tread each day is where life unfolds. The decisions we make, the actions we take, and the virtues we cultivate are what ultimately define us. The journey, not the destination, is where we face challenges, overcome obstacles, and grow. Maintaining inner equanimity. Stoicism teaches that while we cannot control external events, we can govern our inner responses. The Stoic practice of maintaining inner equanimity in the face of adversity, no matter how fearful or challenging it may be, is a cornerstone of emotional resilience. This resilience lies in recognizing that we can control our reactions, and therefore our emotional state. The Stoics remind us that the only power adversity has over us is the power we give it. By understanding this, we become better equipped to confront fear and challenges with grace, calm, and a steadfast resolve. Remember that Stoicism is not about eliminating fear entirely, but about managing it effectively and making it a tool for personal growth. By practicing these principles, you can develop the mental fortitude to confront your fears with courage and wisdom. In this dizzying modern world, finding peace and purpose can be a challenge. But don't worry, Stoicism has the answer. Explore the wisdom and practicality of this ancient philosophy and learn how to create a daily routine that will lead you to unparalleled balance, growth, and serenity. Stoicism is your ally on the journey to a more virtuous life. With figures like Epictetus, Seneca, and Marcus Aurelius as guides, this philosophy has withstood the test of time and remains relevant to help you become stronger, calmer, and fully satisfied, ready to transform your life. Join us on this self-discovery adventure as we explore how to create a morning and evening routine that will propel you towards greatness. Wake up every morning with determination and excitement. Reflect on the four cardinal virtues: wisdom, courage, justice, and temperance. They are the moral compass for making wise and courageous decisions, always seeking balance in all aspects of life. Gratitude will be your powerful ally. Embrace gratitude for all the blessings, experiences, and people that enrich your existence. You will discover how appreciation fills you with joy and frees you from any trace of dissatisfaction. Anticipate the day with a powerful perspective. Practice negative visualization by facing potential challenges and wisely preparing to adapt and grow in the face of adversity. Through writing, you will give life to Stoic magic. Keep a journal where you record your intentions, emotions, and observations. This will be a beacon of wisdom and guidance, reminding you of your path even in the most challenging moments. Be prepared to face the world with stoic elegance. Learn to maintain focus and productivity in a world full of distractions. Practice justice and compassion in every interaction, opening your heart to a deeper understanding of the human experience. Face stress with composure and perspective, remembering that you can only control what is in your hands. Wisdom will guide you. Night falls, and it's time to recharge. Reflect on the day's events, learn from your experiences, and grow with every step. Accept imperfection and commit to constant improvement. Set your intentions for tomorrow and trace a powerful and courageous path. A future full of wisdom, courage, justice, and temperance awaits you. Be the architect of your life, using Stoicism as your tool. Personalize your journey to success, finding the formula that fits your dreams, values, and daily commitments. Stoicism is versatile. Make it yours. Maintain your passion for your Stoic practice and establish a constant and consistent routine. Stoicism offers you a path of transformation and growth. Discover the magic of bringing Stoicism into every aspect of your life. Infuse wisdom, courage, justice, and temperance into your relationships, work, and personal projects. In a world of change and uncertainty, Stoicism will be your guide to balance, resilience, and inner peace. Embrace life with purpose and clarity in the Stoic path. Move forward with strength and conviction. Wisdom is almost always by your side, and each day will be an opportunity to grow and learn. May clarity and serenity always accompany you in your quest for a full and meaningful life. Practice gratitude and wake up with a heart full of joy and abundance. With the four cardinal virtues lighting your way, direct your attention to all the blessings that enrich your life. You will discover that appreciation and gratitude will dissolve any shadow of dissatisfaction or persistent desire. In this state of sincere gratitude, you will receive the day with a feeling of fullness and happiness. Focusing on what really matters. Cultivate the habit of being grateful for all good and thank constantly, for all things have contributed to your progress. You must include them all in your gratitude. Prepare yourself for the day with negative visualization. Imagine the possible challenges and setbacks that may arise. But don't worry. You are prepared to face them with wisdom, courage, justice, and temperance. By contemplating these scenarios and their potential outcomes, you will develop a silent resilience, ready to adapt and grow in the face of adversity. This exercise will allow you to navigate the uncertainties of the day calmly, without being shaken by the fluctuations of fate. Now it's time to put your wisdom and reflections on paper. Keeping a journal is a powerful tool used by Stoics, like Seneca and Marcus Aurelius. Dedicate a few moments every morning to write about your intentions, emotions, and observations. By doing so, you'll create a beacon of wisdom and warmth to guide you through the challenges of modern life. As we progress through the ever-changing landscape of daily life, we may face moments that test our determination. But don't worry, Stoicism has the answer through a series of Stoic strategies. You will maintain balance, cultivate resilience, and embark on the journey of life with grace and strength. When stress arises, remember that wisdom is within you. Seek refuge in reason and reflection. Focus your energy on what you can control and let go of what is not in your hands. In this way, you will respond to stress with composure, resilience, and wisdom. The main task in life is simply this: to identify and separate things so that you can clearly say what is external and uncontrollable and what is under your choices and control. Where to seek good and evil, not outside the uncontrollable, but within yourself in your choices. Remember Epictetus's words on your path towards gratitude and resilience. Stoicism will guide you with its timeless wisdom. Wake up with the certainty that each day is an opportunity to grow, learn, and become stronger. Embrace life with purpose and clarity on the Stoic path to a full and meaningful life. Transform distractions into opportunities for productivity. In the whirlwind of modern life, distractions constantly lurk. But as a brave Stoic, you cultivate the virtue of temperance, practicing self-discipline and moderation. When these distractions appear, accept them, but gently direct your attention to the task at hand. This will nurture inner calm and allow you to harness the power of your mind to achieve your goals. When interacting with others, manifest the Stoic virtues of justice, wisdom, and compassion. Each encounter offers the opportunity to leave a positive and lasting impression. Be aware of the impact of your words and actions on those around you through each interaction. Learn, grow, and deepen your understanding of the human experience. Today, I will face interference, ingratitude, insolence, disloyalty, ill will, and selfishness. All this is due to the offender's ignorance of what is good or bad. But for my part, I have long recognized the nature of good and its nobility, the nature of evil and its pettiness, and also the nature of the offender himself, who is my brother, not in a physical sense, but as a fellow human, endowed with reason and a portion of the divine. Therefore, none of this can harm me, for no one can involve me in what is degrading. I also cannot be angry with my brother or be upset with him, because he and I were born to work together, just as the two hands, feet, or eyelids of a man, or the upper and lower rows of his teeth, obstructing each other is contrary to the law of nature, and what irritation or aversion is a form of obstruction. Marcus Aurelius teaches us to embrace adversity and flourish in resilience. On the journey of life, we encounter unexpected challenges in times of adversity that can either strengthen us or break us as brave Stoics. See these challenges as opportunities for growth. Cultivate the courage and wisdom to face adversity with grace, practicing negative visualization. Trust the inner resilience you've nurtured along your Stoic path. In this way, you will turn trials into valuable lessons, steps on your path towards growth and personal fulfillment. Prepare for an evening full of wisdom and reflection. With the sun setting and the day coming to an end, turn your gaze inwards, reflect on the day's events, identifying challenges, decisions, and lessons. As Seneca said, I will constantly keep watch over myself, and even more useful, I will put each day under review, because this is what makes us evil. None of us look back on our own lives. We only reflect on what we are about to do, but our plans for the future descend from the past. Forgive yourself and move towards personal improvement. Practice self-forgiveness with compassion and understanding. Recognize that personal growth is a continuous process. Learn from your mistakes and commit to improvement. Nurture inner peace and self-acceptance while continuing to evolve on your Stoic path. Set intentions for the new dawn with the wisdom gained throughout the day. Set intentions for the following day. Incorporate Stoic virtues into your actions, decisions, and interactions. In this way, you will create a model for a harmonious and purposeful life, guided by the principles of Stoicism. Immerse yourself in an evening of relaxation before giving in to sleep. Practice relaxation techniques such as deep breathing or meditative visualization. Calm your mind and body, releasing the day's tensions. Thus, you'll dive into restful sleep, ready to welcome each new day as an opportunity to grow and learn. The world seems to be able to give us the best and the worst. Often, we find joy, satisfaction, happiness, love, and health. However, on many other occasions, we encounter suffering, pain, death, illness, and misfortune. Life, fair or unfair, seems to be a river whose course we cannot control. And often, whether we want to or not, we can only go along with it. Epictetus said, "Don't fight the strings of fate. Embrace them, for it is only in accepting them that you find inner peace." Within Stoicism, this acceptance or embrace of one's own fate is known as amor fati. This implies loving one's life with all its joys and misfortunes as the most perfect gift one could have received. This seems very easy to say, but impossible to do. How could we love suffering? How can we demonstrate gratitude, for example, for the death of loved ones? How can we find beauty in pain? Anyone could think that the Stoics were out of their minds in developing a doctrine like amor fati. But nothing is further from reality. They knew perfectly well what they were saying. Why? Because being a Stoic like Marcus Aurelius, Seneca, or Epictetus, loving one's own existence to the limit with its bright and dark moments, was the best opportunity to achieve virtue and find true happiness. Marcus Aurelius said, "Love your fate, no matter what form it takes, because only through the acceptance of each moment can you find true serenity." And Seneca added, "Amor fati is to love the totality of your existence, including your mistakes and failures, as they are opportunities to learn and grow in wisdom." The doctrine of amor fati is undoubtedly one of the most difficult to practice within Stoicism. However, difficult does not mean impossible. It simply means that it requires a lot of effort. Don't forget that the things that are hard to attain are the most valuable. A great part of our happiness is at stake in amor fati. Therefore, it's worth trying with all the strength we can muster. In this video, I'll try to help you practice the doctrine of amor fati so that you can be more virtuous and happy. For this, I'll divide the video into two parts. First, I'll try to explain what fate means for a Stoic and why it should be loved. Then, I'll give you 5 pieces of advice to put this doctrine into practice and persevere in it gradually. Before we start, I'd appreciate it if you gave this video a like, as it helps spread this philosophy to more people. If you don't want to miss any videos, subscribe and turn on the bell. The ancient Stoics believed that chance did not exist. They believed that everything in the world worked thanks to necessary and rational laws made by the gods themselves. Therefore, they understood the universe as a whole, whose parts were in perfect order and harmony. Thus, everything that happened in the world had an explanation, a purpose, and a reason. That is, everything followed a rational law. For the Stoics, this rational law that governs the universe is also within the human being. Within their consciousness, this allows the person to know what is rational and virtuous. Therefore, whoever follows what the conscience says becomes rational and virtuous, while those who deviate from the law of the